Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here this morning. Thank you all for joining us here today for another Scytec Data Exchange webinar. Today we are going to be talking about shop floor awareness with Scytec Data Exchange and the notification feature set inside of DataXchange. So first, I'd like to discuss the order of events of what we're going to talk about here today. We are going to first introduce the notification feature set and what specific features that you can get notifications from inside of DataXchange. Just a few use cases for how those notifications can be utilized, how the notifications are configured and work inside of the DataXchange backend. And we will end the webinar with some links to how you guys can access our previous webinars, as well as discuss the upcoming update for DataXchange that will be released next week. And then finally, we have our product specialist, Chris Hamlin, here as well. He will be answering any questions or concerns that you guys will be having about the notifications that we discuss here. So there are 4 notifications inside of Scytec Data Exchange, and they are text, email, Microsoft Teams, and if you use the operator data interface, ODI, there is also a flashing notification that will alert your operators out on the shop floor once a machine has been triggered by a certain status past a threshold determined by yourselves. So there's 2 big takeaways that I'd like everybody to walk away from this webinar with. The first is basically the 4 notifications that I just discussed. Your shop floor equipment can be configured with DataXchange to send a notification in a variety of different formats. And DataXchange was developed in mind to make sure that these notifications can reach you guys in real time, anywhere, any hour of the day. And the next is that the thresholds and the triggers for these notifications are basically determined by your own needs, what your shop floor demands, and they are endlessly configurable to your heart's desire. So there is no limit to the amount of notifications, and there is no set determining factor on what can be displayed and when, how, why they can be displayed, etc. So one thing I would really like to point out to you guys is that we have a help website that can be accessed at dxhelp.scytec.com. And if you notice, there's a search bar at the top here. Type in whatever you're having any issues with or having trouble understanding with Scytec Data Exchange. And there's videos, FAQs, etc. And we also have plenty of different tabs based off of even job titles that you see over here on the far right under roles. So Scytec Data Exchange isn't just meant for just your operators or your engineers or anything like that. It is meant for everybody. And we have this broken down into how you can utilize your role with Data Exchange and how you guys can achieve success with DataXchange by using this Scytec University site. And we also definitely encourage you guys to reach out to us directly here at Scytec, or if you're having any issues as well, please contact your reseller, and we will make sure that whatever issue that you guys are having will be sorted out in a timely and efficient manner. So what I would like to discuss here is the flow for notification creation. And this is kind of summing it up a little bit simply, but basically there's a 3-step process to creating a notification inside of Scytec Data Exchange. The first thing is to create a template and a message for that template. So I'm just going to throw one out here. Let's just say that your CNC machine, you want to get a notification that if the thing has been down for over a half hour or something like that, you get that message. So you create, the message that you want to be sent to either your phone, email, or Microsoft Teams. The next thing is what we call here an expression. I want you guys to think about it as a rule. So you want to create that rule and that threshold for the trigger to send that notification. So I mentioned earlier, just a few seconds ago, a half hour for a machine downtime will send that notification. Uh, these expressions that we have built inside of Scytec Data Exchange, think about them kind of like a mathematical equation that when X happens greater or lesser than a certain amount of time, whatever, for that machine, you will then trigger that notification to be sent. And then the last is to create an assignment for that message, which is that is basically like the end of like where the notification gets sent and how it gets sent. So you want to assign that to a certain machine and then get that in a certain notification format, such as text, Teams, or email. So basically, once you guys figure out the process of creating a notification and how they get sent, it really kind of applies to all of the other formats for notifications. So I'm going to go through about how to create an email. Then over here on the left, you can see that we have a notification that machine CNC 105 has been in a downtime status for longer than 60 minutes. So when you open up the desktop version of Scytec Data Exchange, on the Manage tab, first you want to just assign the users that are going to be receiving this notification, and that could be your operators, that could be anybody from shop floor to top floor. And from there, you're going to want to open up the Scytec Data Exchange tab and go to Messaging, Templates, create the email template that you'd like to have sent out. Then from there, go to Messaging, Assignments, create a new assignment, and then create the expression that will then trigger that email to be sent. Next, we have text. So over here on the left, I have something that we just created a video for about notifications that was released last week. We do have a Scytec YouTube channel where you can go and watch all of the previously recorded webinars, as well as our own video series that go over these feature sets as well. So text works exactly kind of like how email works, with the main difference being that instead of using an email, you have a email template that is provided by your phone carrier. And then if you look over here down at the bottom left, we have a screenshot of all of the different United States phone carriers and kind of the template that they use. So for AT&T, they have your phone number at mms.att.net. So you put that template inside of where you had previously put your email, and it works exactly the same way, where you create the messaging template, you create the assignment and the expression for it, and then when it gets triggered by whatever threshold, that notification will be sent to you in a text message like what we have here in this screenshot, where it says, lathe number 4 has been in a setup for over 60 minutes. Mill number 12 has been in an M0 program stop for 45 minutes. Next, we have Microsoft Teams. So if you guys utilize the Microsoft 365 suite and you guys use Microsoft Teams to talk to each other inside of the office on your computer, this is a great way to get notifications this way about what is happening out on your shop floor. So first thing you guys want to do, and this is once again very similar to how the others operate inside of how you set this up in Data Exchange, with the main exception is that you're going to want to download the Data Exchange connector for Microsoft Teams. And we do have documentation that walks through all of this inside of Scytec University. And once again, it's very similar, where you create the message, you create the template, you create the expression, and then the target for that assignment to go out to. Finally, we have the ODI and the flashing here, and I'm going to play this video here really quick to just kind of show you what this what this looks like. So I took this at my desk the other day, and really what the purpose of this ODI flashing is to alert your shop floor operators if a machine has been in a certain status for so long. So really, this is a good thing to have out on your shop floor. The ODI itself is a tool to get feedback from your actual shop floor operators that are standing out by the machines that you're not able to be there physically. You can monitor this stuff remotely. So next I want to talk about some use cases. And really, once you talk about one use case, it's pretty easy to figure out how this could apply to a numerous just set of use cases. So let's just say in a common scenario, you will receive a notification in the notification set that we've just already talked about that a machine has just stopped running. And it has stopped running for, who knows what reason. That could be, it ran out of material. It could be a feed rate override, what have you. So some more use cases, and I just mentioned one of these. You have your feed rate turned up or down for more than 5 minutes. You're going to get a notification about that. Let's say you're running something lights out and you have a critical alarm that goes out or goes off in the middle of the night. You had a fire or something like that on a machine. You will get a notification for that. And another very common one is, let's just say that a setup has been in, longer than an hour. You will get a notification for that so that you guys can hit those quotas if you're running things in a high volume setting, something like that. So I discussed templates, and these can be found inside of the DataXchange tab. Scytec DataXchange actually comes pre-packaged with a bunch of useful and common templates that you can use right off the bat. And the message templates are universal, so they can be used by any DataXchange service in the system as well as any equipment. Your templates can be created with variables that are used in expressions for allowing the template to be dynamic and contain information such as downtime codes and other useful things. Now, I mentioned expressions. Expressions are not an easy thing to just pick up right off the bat. It is not something entry level inside of Scytec DataXchange. And I said the easiest way of kind of figuring out expressions is just to think about them as they were a rule for something. Now, once again, we do hope that you guys reach out to us personally or your reseller, and that we can help you guys go through your expressions to make sure that they are set up and configured to your shop floor for optimal performance. Now, from here, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to open up the floor for questions. And Chris Hamlin, our product specialist, will be answering any questions that you guys may or may not have. There is a chat icon over here on the far left side inside of the Zoho meeting HUD. So if you guys have any questions, we will kind of just stick around here for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Please put in your chat requests and Chris will answer them.
Hello. So we have a question asking if the messages are going to be, the notifications are going to be sent from the same sender. And yes, they originate from our primary email server up in the cloud. And it is always coming from the same address. So you would be able to quickly identify who it's coming from. And it wouldn't be someone or a new message or a new person every single time.
Okay, one of the last things I would like to discuss here today, and I already mentioned Scytec University, which can be found at dxhelp.scytec.com. Up here we have a ribbon bar where you can kind of type in whatever. So let's just type in notifications just for the sake of today. You will see the search bar populate with tons of different articles and videos about how you can find out more and troubleshoot your own notification issues that you're having. So here's 4 pages I want to bring up here real quick. We have a email, text, and Teams notification that discusses the workflow of everything that I talked about in the webinar as well today, and how to set everything up. And then the really important one is creating expressions, the structure of an expression, and then how to write an ODI expression. So with the creating a expression on this page, we have a video that goes through everything, as well as how to set it up inside of Scytec DataXchange. And then once again, feel free to contact us. We do understand that this is a somewhat complicated process with how to set up an expression. And once again, I would like to just show this under the webinars page. This is at the very bottom here where you can access our previous webinars, where you can view them. We will have today's up there probably sometime next week. And then other than that, do we have anything else in terms of questions? Which it doesn't look like we do. Thank you all for stopping by and learning about shop floor awareness with Scytec DataXchange notifications. We will be having a webinar on some kind of focused topic at the end of every month, usually the last Thursday. One last thing, if you guys have any topics that you would ever like to see discussed, please feel free to reach out to me personally. I run all the webinars. I can be reached at jeff.york@scytec.com, or just if you're create a support ticket and let us know that way too. But other than that, Chris, do you have anything else?
No, nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you all for stopping by here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.